Hi everyone, this is Ichi Diamond here, and this will be the first of many cosplay advice videos that I will be making throughout the new year. First off, I would like to wish everyone, all my friends who have been with me through the year, I'd like to wish you all a happy holidays and a happy new year. I hope you all had a very good and safe Christmas. Um, So basically this video will be about choosing a character for cosplay. Now this is for anyone who is new to the cosplay scene or has been in it for some time now, like I wouldn't say years, but maybe for a couple months, and and the hardest part is always choosing a character to cosplay as. Now, basically the way I go about it is I go about in a bunch of different ways. The first way is, do I like the character? Which is a simple one that everyone goes by. I would never cosplay as a character I do not like, but maybe that I originally would not like. But I would try out a certain character if it was requested of me. And if I have seen the anime or played the video game, and cosplaying a character that I didn't like beforehand would actually help me appreciate the character more. Like, for example, I would never cosplay as, psychopathic killers, because that's not the type of characters I like. But from watching Psychopaths and Fate Zero, I want to cosplay as Shogo Makishima and Rigonosuke. And because, those characters would be fun for me to try. But, basically, always cosplaying your favorite character and allows you to have more fun cosplaying that character. Like my first cosplay was Deidara from Naruto Shippuden. Because he was a fun character to cosplay as. And again, this was something I've had trouble with when I first started cosplaying, was picking characters that would fit me. So basically, I always went by doing characters that I like to do. The second thing is basically, is the looks department. Like, do I look close enough to the character that I pick to go by to cosplay that character? What I lean more towards, I sometimes lean for personality reasons, and because a lot of these types of female characters are very appealing to look at, and those types of characters are usually strong, independent females, like Mikasa from Attack on Titan and Saber from Fate Stay Night. And I tend to pick female characters who are very strong, independent women. Like the very first female character I did was Yuki Cross from Vampire Knight, because she's like I said, she's strong and not really independent. She does depend on other people sometimes, but she has a strength to her that basically makes her a good character to cosplay as. And then there was Asuna from Sword Art Online, who is basically the types of characters I really like are fantasy warrior women, like fantasy sword type women. Then now if you're a cross cosplayer like myself, some cross cosplayers tend to lean more towards the pretty boys, which I've always done. I always lean more towards the pretty boys, and it's mostly because of my facial structure. A lot of people say, like, with makeup on or without makeup on, I have, with my pale complexion and everything, sometimes I look like a little bit like a porcelain doll. And I have the overly feminine features, which a lot of pretty boys in anime do have very overly feminine features, which I take advantage to that. And I go for the more, but I don't go for like basically the jerky type pretty boy characters. I tend to lean more towards the seductive, dark characters, such as, vampires and demons. Like Sebastian from Black Butler was one of my first male characters I ever cosplayed as. Axel from Kingdom Hearts, and Sabaru Sakamaki from Dialogue Lovers were one of them. And on top of that, it's also body shape that is always been a factor for all cosplayers. Basically, since I'm a little bit bigger, I'm a plus. I would say I am a plus size because I got, it's mostly around my stomach area and in the back. I do take advantage of the fact that I do somewhat have like thin hips. Like my hips aren't really that big, but I do. Basically, what I do is I tend to use shirts that are a little bit longer than the waist area to basically help. It helps slim me out, and I do tend to pick a lot of characters that wear a lot of black, because black is very slimming. Basically anything that kind of cuts off at the waist, like just basically any tops or anything that sits on your waist is if you're basically not comfortable with it, if like you want the slimming look, basically you have anything that goes down lower below the waist, I've done this and it does slim me out a bit. It kind of hides my stomach region. Also, shapers work perfectly. They don't work really perfectly. They do slim you down enough to where, if like you're embarrassed to show, like if you're embarrassed like through your clothes, if you basically don't want to hide your stomach region, and through the fact that you have a big stomach through your clothing. Now, on some characters, basically, I tend to not wear the top shaper, but I wear like the bottom shaper because it does slim down the waist a bit, which is where I have problems with. And basically, it does help slim you down a bit, and it's your decision to wear a shaper or not. Basically, when it comes to all I say is with cosplay, it's best to accentuate your best features. Like your best features. Like I wouldn't say like if you're like skinny as anything, like don't like to like if you're skinny as anything and wear like the like Yoko from Gurren Lagann or something, I said You know, I respect that, but like be careful on on certain things, and like if like it's like cosplayers who are a little bit on the big side, tend to not feel so confident in wearing stuff and wearing certain things, which basically what I tend to do is I tend to stay away from characters who have revealing stomach areas, or anything that cuts, or well, I wouldn't say anything that cuts at the waist, because my Asuna cosplay pretty much sat at my waist and I had to wear a top shaper to slim myself down. Like anything, like if you're not comfortable showing your stomach, don't cosplay characters that show their stomach area. It's all in your comfort region. It's all your comfort zone. And pretty much it's your decision on like how to what to cosplay as based on your looks and your body shape. And for any newer cosplayers, like remember, cosplay is for everyone. It does not matter what color skin you have, what your body shape is, or anything. Cosplay is for everyone. You can do whatever you want in cosplay. Basically, just don't listen to do. And I tell this to a lot of new upcoming cosplayers: is do not listen to what people say at conventions in general. Like, if someone comes up to you and says that, like, if you're cosplaying a certain character and, like, oh, they say you're too big for this character, like, do not listen to them. Like, if someone, unless if another person comes up to you and gives you constructive criticism, don't take it as being mean. Take it as they're trying, like, it depending how they say it, take it as they're trying to help you. So that would be the second thing for choosing a character. The third thing is basically your comfort zone. Like, if you're not comfortable cosplaying as very over the top characters, don't do them. Unless if you are willing to get out of your comfort zone, then go ahead and try. What I tend to do is I do tend to do a lot of over the top, very popular characters. But I try not to pick too over the top characters. I recently got out of my comfort zone by doing a sort of damsel in distress type character when I cosplayed Yui Komori from Diabolic Lovers. That was very much out of my comfort zone. I tend to not pick females that are weak in nature. That I guess you can say are weak. Since I tend to pick the strong females. But Yui was a lot of fun to do. It gave me a different mindset to think about. And when it comes to the males, like I said, I tend to pick the more seductive male characters. So basically the third thing is like about choosing a character for cosplay is all about personality. Is your personality close to the character you're picking? So I tend to pick based on looks, I tend to pick the seductive pretty boys, but based on personality, I tend to pick the strong, independent females. That would basically suit me in the personalities. Now, of course, like cosplay is also about theatrics. Like if you're a very theatrical person and are able to do different types of characters, then that's cool. But if you're not, tend to try and pick characters that lean more towards your personality in general. So basically, you're putting yourself into that character. It'll help you act more like the character. Like I've been going in and out of my comfort zone a lot. Like for example, like for Otakon next year, for 2016 Otakon, I'm cosplaying as Shu Tsukiyama from Tokyo Ghoul, and his character is going to be very challenging for me to do because he is very over the top and creepy, and I would have to learn how to speak French. And I tend not to do overly creepy, over the top characters. But his character would be very much fun to do. And it was something I've been willing to try and do my whole life. Like when I first started cosplaying. And another thing is, and I see this a lot at conventions, and I wouldn't say it's a pet peeve of mine, but do not pick characters from an anime that you have never watched. It does, basically, if you pick a character from an anime you have not watched, then you go to the convention, and then you go to the convention cosplaying as that character, then you won't know who a person is talking about, and then you won't know what the anime is talking about, what the anime is about, or anything, and it does make you look stupid. But if you've seen, like, it's still the same thing, like if you've seen only like maybe 2 or 3 episodes of an anime and you haven't finished it by the time you cosplay that character from the convention, then, like I said, it's a totally different thing, really, if you've only seen a couple episodes from the anime and haven't finished it in time for the convention when you cosplay the character that you picked from the anime or game. Because then you would have at least a general idea of what the anime is about. You'll have a general idea of the character and their personality and everything. But it's like the whole thing where people do not like spoilers. There are people out there, like if someone comes up to you who has finished the anime completely, they will tend to spoil it for you. So, if you run into that type of person, just say like, hey, I haven't finished the anime yet, don't spoil it for me. See, that way at least you can, like conventions are all about, meeting new people, making new friends, and talking about the anime that you're cosplay from. And like I would give, some people the benefit of the doubt because they're cosplaying the character because they like the outfit, or they've done research on the character and are willing to watch the anime later. Those types of people, I give props to, because that means they're willing to watch the anime and get to know the character a little bit more, but they also took the time to do research on the character. And research on, like, and another thing I tend to do is I tend to do research on every character that I cosplay as. Like, I do watch the anime of the character because that's how I pick my characters, is basically just sitting there and watching the anime. I made the mistake of basically only watching 3 episodes of Fairy Tail, and I immediately bought Lucy's maid outfit. Lucy Hartfield's maid outfit, but then I continued watching the anime to get a sense of her character, get a sense of Lucy's character. Then there's then there's the type of people who, then there's the type that basically would just cosplay the character because they like the look of that character and everything. Then there are types of people who cosplay from manga, such as like Princess Ai and Terra Cafe. And I've seen cosplays of Bizengast. Those types of cosplays are good because since Bizengast does have a lot of different outfit types, and the characters are very much memorable. So basically, when picking a character for cosplay, you gotta think about, do you like the character? Do you like or hate the character? Do you look close enough to the character to cosplay as that character? Does your personality match that character? Or like, have you seen, played, or read the anime, played the game, and read the manga enough to know the ins and outs of the character that you picked? And basically, these factors help you to choose characters a lot easier. So, and remember, cosplay is for everyone. This is just for fun. And basically, do not listen to haters, because haters are gonna hate. And don't let like other people stop you from cosplaying a character that you picked. And because the choice of the character is your choice, and whether the cosplay of that character is also your choice. So do not listen to other people when they say like, oh, you shouldn't cosplay this character. Because other people should not influence on who you should cosplay as. Cosplaying a certain character is your choice, because cosplaying is for everyone, no matter your skin color, your body shape, or anything. Cosplaying is for everyone. And don't let anyone influence you into not cosplaying a character that you really, really like. So this is E.G. Diamond. This is E.G. Diamond in choosing characters for cosplay. I will be making more cosplay advice videos in the near future. Also, I'll be doing actual cosplay videos and some singing videos upon request. So if you have, and I'll also do a Q&A video in the near future. So if any of you in like Facebook or YouTube have any like requests or anything in any of the matter, like basically, do you want me like any requests on cosplay advice videos or singing videos, or like if you have any questions for me to do a Q&A video, like please post them in the Facebook comments or YouTube comments. And basically, happy holidays, happy new year, and happy cosplaying. Like, sayonara.